Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're live. Jay, kick it. Huh.
Yeah.
Woo.
Boom. Wow. Come on, man. Kick it. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. So I was at the open mic last night, and this happened. Those guys were great, man. Unfortunately, I went on after them. As Granny Cat. Great guitar playing. Yeah, man. Woo! Two guys, that's it. No singer. The guy's really good, man. They're good players. Welcome. Thank you for watching. I'll play it at the end, and we'll take it out. Name of the band is Dread. It's about the most I can gather. The band is Dread. And they're up there in Scranton, Pennsylvania. So what's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning to the program. Welcome to the program. The big news is Donald J. Trump. Donald Trump Enterprises. Donald Trump Media Corporation. The merger of DWAC, right, and Truth Social have all merged under one umbrella called the Donald J. Trump stock. Is it a meme stock? The stock is soaring. It's almost $70 a share. It went to 80 yesterday. It went down. Look at it right now. Right now, in the morning, early morning, it closed at 57, 58, and it's back up to 70 this morning. Wow, this is big news for Donald Trump, right? There's a lot of talk now about this particular stock. And if you don't know the ramification of having a publicly traded company, the access to cash and such, then you need to listen to this, because Trump has successfully outsmarted the whole fucking team. Right? He's now his net worth is no longer speculative. Right? Now, well, here's the bottom line, right? A publicly traded company has to have some sort of underlying asset, right? Like Apple. Apple makes phones. Now, what exactly does Donald J. Trump make? Nothing really. It's just a brand, right? It's a brand of what? Politics. DWAC and Truth Social are not profitable, right? I'm just pointing out the facts. I think it's the speculation here is enough to drive it high, but is it a meme stock? Does it merit a $70 stock price, or is it something more like $2 or $3, right? Which we might see soon. We just don't know. But if Wall Street calculates it correctly, a company that is not profitable is not worth $70 a share, right? And the other fascination is that if Trump wants to take money out of this company, he has to basically sell some stock. Now, if he does it in the open market, it's going to sink the stock. There is a regulation that says you can't insider can't sell within 6 months. The board of directors within a company can change that. All of Trump's board is his son, it's his uncle, it's his cousin, it's his friend. So if Trump wants to sell right away, which he probably should, because it might not be 70 for a long time, take the money, and the short interest isn't much. So we're gonna explore this fascinating man, Donald Trump. I was talking about it yesterday to somebody, and I said, one of the reason, having talked about politics for, I don't know, it's like 8 years now, since 2016 I've been doing this, and the most fascinating human being in politics is inescapably Donald Trump. Donald Trump, right, is now, he's an ex-president who is publicly traded on the Nasdaq and is rerunning. Right? Now, if Trump wins in November and becomes the next president of the United States again, what is his stock worth? What is the value of his news coming directly from the fucking White House? I would say it's worth more than CNN and MSNBC and Fox combined. Right? It's inescapable that what Trump media broadcasts is coming directly from the guy himself, Trump. Right? So is any of this illegal? Well, not yet. Right? Now, what the Bidens, instead of going after his taxes, now they're going to go after his monopoly. Right? They're going to call Trump the media monopoly guy. Right? He's monopolizing the media, and he's taking away your free speech, he'll say. Right? Right? So there's going to be a lot of shenanigans surrounding Trump, now a publicly traded entity. DWAC was garbage. DWAC wasn't this. It wasn't the merger of all of his properties. Right? It's not actually all of his properties. There's the casino business and all that shit is not on it. There's just the media business. But you got to look at the underlying asset in this. There really isn't any. Truth Social is just 6 million, 10 million people. It's not a lot. It's not Twitter. It's not Facebook yet. Right? Will it become that? It could. It could. If Trump stays, if Trump can find the middle, right, the middle of the opinion, as opposed to his extreme opinion, which some might say. So, fascinating subject, fascinating man. Undoubtedly the most fascinating human being on earth right now, in my view. Donald Trump. How does he do it? Right? How does he keep bouncing back? We'll talk about also. Sean P. Daddy, Puffy Combe. That guy's getting railroaded, man. I'll tell you. I'm gonna talk about him. I don't know much about it, but they're going after him. They're raiding his homes in Florida, in California. They're yanking him off his plane. Right? He's a rich dude, rich guy. He's got his clothing line, his rap. He's a rapper. He's a famous producer. Produced a lot of famous rap people. Why are you going after him? Why him? Why now? Saying that he was toying around with young girls, and one homo guy that had had it in for him. Right? There's nothing to the Sean Puffy Combe, Sean P. Daddy, whatever his name is. There's nothing to the story. There's just like some allegations of him smacking his wife around, and then he paid her a lot of money and she went away. So we don't really know. We don't really know. He smashed a bottle of champagne on somebody's head, and gave the guy $500,000, and they forgot about it. All right, so look, it's billionaire, rich guy, rapper shit, right? And they talk about the drugs and the pussy and the bling bling and the blang blang, right? But that's all show. Is Sean Puffy Combe what they're alleging, that he's a sex trafficker, is trafficking in children? How fucking ridiculous! How fucking quintessentially stupid American to think that the guy is a fucking pedophile. It's disgusting to put that on him. Why? Who's putting it on him? Well, it's the Southern District of New York. It's the quacks. It's the kangaroo court. The same kangaroo court that brought fucking Jeffrey Epstein to his knees and got him killed in jail, or killed himself. Right? That's who Sean Puffy Combs is dealing with. That's who P. Daddy is dealing with. He's dealing with the Southern District of New York. They're fucked up. So Sean Puffy Combs is in trouble, man. I would say, I don't know what the fuck the guy did, but he pissed off the wrong people. He did. Sean Puffy Combs, P. Daddy, the rapper, pissed off a lot of people. Sean Diddy Combs. Diddy. And the Baltimore Bridge, to say about the Baltimore Bridge crumbling, London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. We need a song for the Baltimore Bridge. It got hit by a cargo ship, right? And people were, I held my fire to speculate that it might have been, sabotage. Right? Somebody blew up the bridge, knocked the bridge down to disrupt our way of life. A terrorist. But it turns out the cargo ship, it lost control, and they're bigger now. The cargo ships that they build now are much, much bigger than they were 50 years ago when they built the bridges. So it looks like it's not sabotage at all, but it's simply a matter of fact that if any one of these giant cargo ships hits any one of the bridges that we built in the last 50 years, it's likely to knock it the fuck down. So I don't know what you have to do about that. Maybe you have to, make it so that they can't get that close to the support of the bridge. Right? There's got to be some kind of trafficking way to prevent that from happening again. But it doesn't. The point is, it doesn't look like sabotage or any of that stuff. So, but we'll look at it anyway. My name is Marcus Conte. Because it's only interesting if it's sabotage, right? It's just a boat hitting a bridge and killing a bunch of people is not really that interesting. Poor fools that were on that bridge. Imagine if you're working in Baltimore, you got the city job, and your job that day was to fill the potholes on the Baltimore Bridge, right? And all of a sudden, you look over the fucking ledge, and there's a cargo ship full coming right at you, and bang, knocks you in the water. You're dead. You don't know nothing. You're gone, right? You're out. No surviving that. No surviving the fall into the water. And if you do survive into the water, you're going to get, unless somebody yanks you right out. Remember, if you fall, right, there's also a bridge falling with you. So it's going to suck you in, right? It's going to, the bridge, you might get hit in the head with a bridge. The bridge will probably, you might fall faster than the bridge, and then the bridge hits you in the head. Or the bridge falls faster and you land on the bridge in the water 200 feet below you. So there's, in freezing cold fucking conditions. So there's really no surviving that. It's just a bad day in the, it's a bad day, right? You took the wrong job, right? So, but anyway, we'll look at that story too. So I got a website every morning at 9 a.m. We're doing this. We're doing this every morning. 9 a.m. Eastern time in the United States of America, where we are right here. And Monday through Thursday. And wherever else you are in the world, you can watch it anytime you goddamn feel like it. But what better time to watch Trump's stock when it's only 9:13 New York time? And it's going to open in another few minutes, right? This is the time to watch it. This is when the news happens, right? Nobody knows, right? Nobody knows where it's going. So there he is. Sean Diddy Combs has been untouchable for decades. Now people are out to take him down, says a friend. Says, who is this guy? He has a very questionable past. What does that mean? Derek Parker, who was a detective in the NYPD Raps Intelligence Unit. He told the cops, but it looks to me like someone is behind this. Someone who really wants to destroy his brand and take him down. That's right, man. There's no doubt. There's no other way of twisting it. The guy's getting a bad rap. He's getting a bad rap. He pissed off the wrong guy. 54 years old. He's got two lovely sons, right? His son's got fucking trash. That's Usher, right? Usher saying, "Oh, I would never send my kids to P. Daddy's house." Let it jerk off, right? Shut your mouth. Shut your hole. Shut your hole, Usher, and stop. See, Usher said, I would never send my kids over to that house. There's fucking shit going on over there. Right? He said that to the media, right? And he was 13 years old when he met P. Daddy. You know what, man? You know what? This guy is smart, and he knows your fucking garbage, shit-ass, hip-hop crap. He knows it better than anybody, right? And he knows how to sell it, Usher. And he found you, and he made you famous, right? So now, all these years later, with all the cash in your pocket, you're going to say the guy's a pedophile? Hey, jerk off. You fucking jerk off. There's Justin Bieber with P. Daddy. I can't find anything wrong with this musician. This guy made it. He made it on his own. He made it at the ghetto, yo. And he's got a pink fucking suit on, and they don't like him, man. I think it always, the higher up you go, it seems to have something to do with pissing off the wrong people. Right? Look where the cases are coming out of. This case is coming out of Southern District of New York. It's the same place that the Epstein shit came out, right? And you remember how it started? It started very light. Oh yeah, there's nothing to see here. And they go on a fishing expedition, and they keep digging and digging and digging, and then they turn up a slew of 13-year-old girls and say, yeah, he touched me. I didn't know what I was doing. I was in a room, and it was dark, and then there was a hand on my butt, and I couldn't push him off of me, and it was P. Daddy, and I remember. Right? That's what they'll say, right? Because they want the money, right? That's what's happening. This guy's getting railed, and then from there. Then you may just see P. Daddy, Mr. Combs, dragged into prison. You may see him sitting in the fucking jail where Epstein was, and he might possibly hang himself. It seems like he's heading in the same direction, but why? Why? Who is P. Daddy? Who was on this plane? Is this the new Lolita Express? Is that what they're trying to do? This is the black version. This is black Lolita, right? You get on the black plane and you fly to black places, right? And listen to black music with black chicks, right? This is the guy. This guy's dirty right here. Rodney Little Rod Jones, right? Is saying that that the fucking guy P. Daddy Combs sexually assaulted him from September 2022 to November 2023. What a liar! What a jerk off! What a digger! How did he abuse you? Sexually abused you? What did you say? Hey, Puff, man, I'll take care of you, man. I'll do you like no friend has ever done. Right? He was probably hitting on Combs, right? And Combs says, "Fuck off, man. Fuck off. I pay you to sing. I pay you to, what do I pay you for anyway?" It just smells ugly. Right? So we're gonna leave that alone. We'll keep following. If anybody, if you want to talk me down and say P. Daddy is a rapist and a pedophile, go ahead. Right? I can't. I don't see it. Based on the evidence, he's just a rich guy who appears to have pissed somebody off. So Baltimore Bridge, quickly, and then we'll talk about the amazing Trump, the amazing Donald going public in a few more minutes. The bridge, as I said earlier in my prelude, it doesn't look like there was sabotage, so cut it out. Right? Could it be sabotage in the future? Possibly. We now know that the large cargo ships, right, that we have floating around in the ocean carrying our stuff from point A to point B, round the clock. Those giant boats out in the ocean, lines of them, right? If they crash into a bridge or some other big structure, they are going to knock it down. So are the terrorists, theoretically, can a terrorist hijack a boat and run it into the bridge and kill fucking people? Yeah, the same thing with a plane. You can hijack a plane, fly it into a building, right? And, is that going to become a trend? I don't know, man. How hard? Most of those boats, I understand, are armed, right? Especially because they go out into international waters. They may not pull the guns out in the fucking Baltimore Harbor, but those guns could come out if they're, going past the Horn of Africa or something, where the Somali pirates trying to rob them. But for the most part, those ships are hard to, penetrate. Right? You get shot trying to get on one of those boats. Those guys will fucking shoot you. You're climbing up the side of the boat, they'll shoot you. Right? So hijacking a boat is not as easy as pushing your way into the cockpit of a plane. Right? So it's a little more complicated. They're not passenger plane. This is not a passenger boat. Right? Unless you hide in one of these boxes and pop out. So again, in finality, for now, it does not look like any sabotage was involved in knocking down the bridge. 50-year-old bridge crumbled. A lot of dead people. I don't want to make light of the situation. Right. So it pulls out. It took an hour to get out of the port. So he's going slow. Right? He pulls out at 12:30 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. Bang hits the bridge. I-695 in the water, dead. Done. Ding, bang, boom. And we all saw the bridge crumble yesterday. We saw it. I saw the video. She's picking her ass. So that's what's going on there. So ding, holy smokes, we're not open yet. 21 more minutes. And Trump's stock is soaring. Trump's stock is soaring. Looks like it closed 57.99. And today it's already 69.66 overnight. It's already up $11 a share. And let's read. I just want to read this little caption here. What is the fucking? Where's my shit? I had a nice article opened up for everybody, and I lost it. There was something that Yahoo Finance said. Where is it? Extreme Security. Why Stocks Company? Here we go. This is it. Former President Donald Trump has clearly scored a financial windfall with his media startup, Trump Media and Technology Group, which trades under the initials DJT. Can't forget it. Donald J. Trump, DJT on the Nasdaq. The firm's value soared when it went public on March 26th, with the stock up more than 16% on the day. Trump's ownership stake could fetch him more than $4 billion. Oh, my God. There's some details here that I want to talk about before we look at the fake news. Spin it. DJT is basically a meme stock. I don't agree with that. I don't think so. A kind of viral sensation. Let's see. That attracts investor interest beyond what the company's fundamentals would ordinarily suggest. That's true. Fundamentals being the money behind it, under it, the underlying asset, which there really isn't any. That obviously stems from Trump's notoriety and the fervent belief some supporters have in his, quote, "Make America Great Again" crusade. I don't know. There's value in that. There's value in speech. There's value in brand. There's value in future possibilities, I guess, right? That's what Trump's all about. He's going to be the president. Right? Isn't that worth something? You're buying the company. You're buying a company, and the owner is going to be the next president of the United States. That's got to have value above and beyond any meme stock. Right? So there's value there. The Trump company, which went public through a merger with DWAC, Digital World Acquisitions, a special purpose vehicle that's been trading since 2021, has little revenue and lost $41 million during the last 2 years. So DWAC is a failure. Right? We're looking at the underlying assets. I'm not calling Trump and his new venture a failure. I'm telling you that the underlying asset, this is how Wall Street's going to look at it. DWAC loses money. How do we know? Well, they lost $41 million during the last 2 years. That's a lot of money. Right? You're bleeding cash, $20 million a year. Wall Street doesn't like that. According to the S&P Capital IQ, many buyers pushing up the stock price have been individual investors expressing loyalty to Trump himself. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why it's going. It doesn't matter. It means that people are piling in, and it's not the usual crowd. It's regular people piling in, buying fucking Trump stock. Because they probably think that Trump, this is a way to support Trump. You can support me, buy the stock, and we'll go up together. And he's right. He's absolutely right. Buy the stock, right? And he could look, the stock has to go up and stay up, right? And that's where you sell it. You don't wait till it goes down. Trump's not stupid. Don't wait till it goes down. Sell it while it's strong, while people are buying. And you dump a little in there. You dump in, right? You dump some stock. Now, there is a rule, SEC rule, fucking section, whatever, that says insiders can't dump stocks on an IPO for 6 months, right? And that's inside bullshit, right? They'll all do it. Right? Because, first of all, Trump has Jared Kushner. These are all very, very savvy traders, right? They have fucking branches in Saudi Arabia. Very smart, smart guys. And they could have a couple of 100,000 shares that they can be dumping in the open market, right? Pumping and dumping it into the open market. Trump doesn't even have to touch his shares. He's got Jared Kushner doing it. And others, right? That's how Wall Street works. So you never know where the selling is coming from and where the rewards are. And again, a company, even if they have a rule that says you can't sell shares in the open market for 6 months, you can have that rule changed by simple voting, right? The cabinet, I guess the board of directors can vote to overturn that rule and sell some fucking shares. Right, see, that's the fear, right? I'll tell you right now, that's the fear on Wall Street, that Trump is going to start dumping stock and sink it because he doesn't give a shit about it. All he cares about is the money. Once he has the money, then he can use that money to advance his brand and make the stock go up again, right? Capital investment is the way Trump sees it. Does Trump need the money? Yeah, he needs the money. Trump's running for president. Trump is under fire from all of these quack agencies that are trying to, arrest him and bankrupt him. That all backfired. Any money problems that Trump had before today don't matter anymore. Am I clear? Are we clear? Liberal left, Letitia James. No matter how much you try to sue this guy, he's going to outspend you. He's now in the big leagues. He's now Microsoft. He's now Apple. He's gonna, if it goes his way, he could be worth $1 trillion. You can't touch him. You're not going to be able to touch him anymore. So the liberal left is, wholly responsible for building Trump into what he is. It's on the dip right now. Facet pay fines. It's on the dip right now. By the dip. MAGA coin will soar this year. All right. It's just a meme, says Weevil Girl. I saw on Facebook of the painting. I'm having trouble linking it. I don't know. Meme. What does meme mean anyway? I don't know what any of that means. Meme. Chris Milk. David. Where were... So I don't know what you guys are talking about. I fell behind. But many investors are betting the Trump venture will flop. There is huge conviction, no Trump pun intended, that there will be a significant decline in the stock price in the short term, says Zazlansky, some manager guy who probably short the fucking high hell out of the stock. Yeah, well, they always go down. IPOs tend to not soar. They almost always go down in the first year. Look at Rivian, because it's unproven. It's it's a lot of speculation. It goes up to 80 and 90, and then it finds its level in like the 30s or the 40s, or maybe even 15 to 20, right? Which could still be profitable. Not right now, but then when you buy it. The short interest, the bets against Trump's stock is about 11% outstanding. That's not that much. companies usually hold 3 to 4% short interest. Short interest can reach 40% or more if traders think the stock is doomed. Trump is holding at 11% on the short side. And it is not much stock to short right now. There's not much stock outstanding. Right? So that doesn't matter. Short interest is not going to hurt him. There's plenty of anecdotal evidence that other buyers are betting on a bubble and hoping to sell before it pops. The stock is dropping $2.50 after the merger. That makes no sense. The slur is going to be, if you buy it now, you're a MAGA bag holder. You're a MAGA bag holder, like you're holding the bag. You bought it at 70 and you're holding it when it goes to 5. They're trying to scare people out. Right? Well, it's not working. I got news for you. Ding, we're open. It ain't working. It ain't working. Look at that. Opened up 12 points. We're open. And Trump live. Trump is, where's the fucking chart? Trump is now live at $70 a share. $70.70. Look at it flashing back and forth. It opened all the way up here. It was down here. This is where you could have bought some right there. 70. So it's going up. It's going up. It's going up. I keep saying that like a broken record. I'm a cheerleader. I'm being a cheerleader for Trump. I think it's fascinating, right? Again, as I said, I find Trump a fascinating individual. He's a New Yorker. He said he was going to run for president. Nobody believed him. He said, and then he won, and nobody believed it. And then he was a great president, and with all his controversy and with all his craziness and comedy and humor and wit, he's still one of the most fascinating people on the planet. Right? Trump has to wait 6 months before selling any shares in the public company, according to the terms of the merger. But that would still allow him to sell shares by October. But the company board could also waiver that rule. Of course they can. Which seems plausible, given it's composed of Trump's cronies, plus his son Donald. So if Trump's going to sell, he's going to sell at any moment. And they're going to do it when the stock is up. Or they're going to do it through second and third party. They'll have Kushner and his team trade. They can have anybody anywhere in the world loaded with, 50,000, 100,000 shares. 100,000 shares at 70 is 7 million. Right? 100,000 shares at 70 is 70 million. Right? So they stand to make a lot of money. If they sell like a million shares, right, they can make a whole lot of money. Trump needs the money right now. He needs to get out of that $150 million lawsuit. At this point, he could use the stocks that he has as leverage. Right? He can borrow from the stock he has because those are considered assets. So he can borrow on money that he can borrow on the assets that he has now acquired without even having to touch the assets themselves. So he's in a very powerful position right now, Trump. As long as it goes up, continues to go up. So Trump is in the hole for 175. 175, shares jumped. A third risk is that Trump, likely to be the Republican presidential candidate, loses in November to Joe Biden. A second loss to Biden would leave little political future for the 70-year-old Trump, except as a kind of Republican Party boss. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. If Trump loses, he's not going to go peacefully into the night. He's now the owner of a very, very lucrative media company. He's going to keep going until he's dead, right? And the likelihood is he's going to win based on the polls. So let's watch some of Trump's social media stock surges in first day of trading. Is it still surging? It is still surging. On the second day at 70, Former President Trump's social media company got off to a quick start. Let's watch some video. Let's see some video. It's a fucking YouTube channel. Let's watch some video. Donald Trump's Truth Social parent surges 16%. Look at the coverage. Investors Business Daily, NBC News, and who's this? Let's watch Bloomberg.
Technology group soaring ahead in the first session as a publicly traded company. Abigail Doolittle has the details on DJT. Abby.
It's pretty amazing. Just moments ago, it was up 58%, currently up closer to 30%. Either way that you take a look at it, absolutely soaring on its first day of trading. The Trump Media and Technology Group, after its post-SPAC debut, they basically did a SPAC merger with Digital World Acquisition, as you mentioned, the new ticker DJT. Difficult to forget with the former president, his initials, of course. And it gives the parent company of Truth Social more than $275 million in capital, a win for Trump amid legal and financial woes, we should say. And at current levels, Trump's shares are worth, it's hard to calculate at this moment, at 11, when it was up 11%, that his shares would be worth $6 billion. So many multiples of that. He is subject to a 6-month lockup along with performance requirements. Now, while making the entity...
It's not a 6-month lockup. That's been overruled, right? We know that the committees, the board of directors in any publicly traded company can waiver that. The shareholders don't want to hear it, but this is a different animal. This is not, savvy Wall Street per se. There's a lot of mom and pop people piling into a stock that they believe in, right, which is enough to drive it pretty high, right, when half the country is putting their money in it.
Profitable is important. In this election year, Manis, this may be the ultimate way of doing an informal bid or look at the election. Lots of investors using this as a way to bet on his bid for re-election. CEO of Accelerate Financial Holdings saying that the underlying business fundamentals will matter at some point. But for now, quote unquote, DJT is the mother of all meme stocks, with the stock up 32%, up as much.
The mother of all meme stocks. Oh my God. So what else? So it's pretty interesting. That was an interesting. Here's Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer talking about it. Jim Cramer says they're going to dump. Trump's going to dump. Watch.
Resumption to trade on DJT there, now up some 34%. Jim, in terms of us...
Wow, look at this, will you?
What's that?
No, the DJT, if I were Donald Trump, now it's 8 million shares. This is the moment where you say that you have an obligation to release more shares.
Yes.
And I've got shares.
Wow. Jim Cramer says not only should you sell, but you have an obligation to release more shares, right? Right? It'll go down a little, but not that much. If people keep buying it, you could sell into that buying. That's what Cramer's saying. This is the time to do it.
That I'd like to release.
Yep.
And the board can do that. The board can say no, but the board, I think, I'm not sure where Mr. Trump's head is, but this is a moment where he could very easily say, look, the stock's up 286%. No one would mind if I sold stock, so please let me do it.
Right, and he's talking to his son and his brother-in-law, right?
He may say, I don't need to.
His son-in-law, Kushner.
Because he's prideful. But I don't know. I think that no one would begrudge him if he went to the board and say, look, I'd like to have some stock released.
Well, there was a nice piece in the FT yesterday about the ratio of insider selling to buying. It's fairly bearish, you could argue, but it hasn't stopped some of the...
No, it's not. It's not. That insider selling thing. Fucking rich guys sell stock all the time to raise money, right? It's not an indication of a bad company. It's just a time to take the money, right?
These names from powering higher. Meta's a good example.
Well, I just think if you own stock in one of these mega caps and you're not selling, that it's almost like, from the point of view of estate planning, you're being very foolish. Any one of these people should be selling. But when I look at, they all have such faith. They just have faith in their companies, but they should be selling some, because the movement in the mega caps versus everything else is so extraordinary.
He doesn't really know what he's talking about anymore, Jim Cramer. He was like, sell everything, man. No, Jim, the fucking markets are going up. You old fart. Everything's going up. Why are you telling, you got to sell everything, take the money now? No, it's not how people see it. People buy and they sit on it, and 5 years later, you look like an idiot because you were wrong and they were right.
extraordinary that it's a good time to be able to raise some money. Right. People aren't going to, you raise money when you can sell, when the stocks are really screaming. Don't raise money.
I disagree with him on his vision, but I think that he's right about Trump stepping in, taking money off the table. He should. I think he's. I think
List of the world's 500 richest people with a net worth of $6.5 billion. The merged media company begins trading tomorrow under the ticker
CNBC. Can't even. This is CNBC, right? They hate Trump, right? They hate Trump media.
DJT, Trump's initials. What should investors know ahead of its debut? With me tonight for more is Axios business editor Dan Primack. Good to see you, Dan. Thanks for being on last call.
Thanks, Dan.
We saw the chart there of the stock sort of just moving along and then reduced bail, and it took a pretty significant leg higher. Why do you think that was?
Yeah, I'm not sure it was about the bail. I think it was about DWAC said that they were going to start listing tomorrow, that they were going to relist as DJT. They'd gotten the shareholder vote last Friday.
All right, so that's important. DWAC. If you had DWAC, you remember we were looking at this down at $13, and now it went to fucking $60. If you had DWAC, you just ended up with Trump stocks. Ended up with equal amount of Trump shares.
We assumed they would list at some point this week. They announced they were going to list tomorrow morning. I think that was what moved the stock. People who want to buy this thing got excited and decided they want to get in before DWAC becomes DJT.
Okay, and so...
Okay, what else we got? Let's listen to Fox. Spin it, Fox.
To rethink his latest campaign strategy. Well, it appears President Biden may need to rethink his latest campaign strategy of name-calling. A Reuters reporter recently shared this Biden campaign email calling former president Broke Don.
Not anymore.
Now it appears the joke may be on Joe Biden. Former President Trump's net worth just skyrocketed after Truth Social began trading on the Nasdaq. And it has a market value of more than $6 billion right now. Trump has joined the list of the world's 500 richest people.
Just think about it. Just think about it for a second. Right? They gave Trump financial problems. And what does Trump turn around and do? He creates a company that's worth $6 billion right in your face. Right in your face. Inescapable. Trading on the Nasdaq. Right out in the open. Right? Fucking genius. Total genius.
But of course, the liberal media already have a problem with Trump making money off Truth Social stock market debut. They're calling the whole thing a scam.
A scam. It's a scam.
Sounds like a pump and dump. If you go and buy the stock, let's say from him, you're actually buying from him, and it goes down,
stocks sometimes go down, you idiot.
Actually, if you sell it, you will have a tax loss. You could actually turn what could have been a political contribution into a taxable a tax loss.
I think that the value is essentially worthless. If they went to market and tried to sell $3 billion, the value of the stock would go to zero.
In any stock, you moron. In any stock. He's lying to the people, right? He's lying to the audience. If any company goes in and sells the majority of their float, the stock will go down. Apple included, Microsoft, all of it.
Ventilating without oxygen or numbers.
That's normal.
That was really confusing. But we already know he can't do anything with this for 6 months anyway, Dagan.
Right.
Incorrect. That's incorrect, Fox.
The stock started trading today, and the ticker symbol is DJT, President Trump's initials. It's up 33% at the moment. So that added an additional, this is a back of the envelope calculation, added an additional $1.3 billion to his net worth. So he is at the moment worth about $8 billion.
Overnight, Fox is now reporting that Trump is worth $8 billion. Fucking unbelievable.
It's just astonishing.
But he can't touch that, is my point.
He cannot.
He can touch it. He can touch it. Learn the fucking rules before you open your mouth.
Sell the shares for 6 months, and my understanding is he can't borrow against them either.
That's not true. That is inaccurate, Fox. Stop that.
But just a reminder, all of this was born out of censorship. This was the self-appointed speech police could not shut up or shut down President Trump by kicking him off Twitter or Facebook. So he started Truth Social. Right. Supporters of President Trump, but also the haters have helped make him richer because this is where they had to go. They were forced to follow his messages on Truth Social.
Remember, Trump is going to be the president of the United States. You can't discount that. The bully pulpit, right? The biggest broadcasting megaphone in the world is the presidency of the United States. Trump is going to do it. Right? That's how close he is. Right? He's close to the bully pulpit again. He couldn't have done this in his first term. Right? He didn't do it in his first term, but now that it's in place for the second term, it's fascinating.
I will shut up. I could go on about what he experienced yesterday in court as well, but people call it lawfare, but I don't think that fully elucidates what is at work here. This is an abuse of our laws and judicial system as a weapon of political war.
Yeah,
and that's how it should be framed.
So, Doc Siegel, it is fascinating that this was over free speech. And remember, he and Elon Musk, Elon Musk even wanted him to come back to formerly known as Twitter, now X. Yep. But he's got his own thing going, and this is working for former President Trump.
Right. You kicked him off Twitter, right? You kicked him off Twitter. You kicked him off fucking Facebook, right? You censored him to high hell, Google, on YouTube, and now you want to cry that he's worth $8 billion and he's got a bigger company with half the country behind him and probably a third of the world? Huh.
Absolutely. And what is the stock market based on anyway? It's based on excitement. It's based on hype. It's based on an idea that maybe there's an alternative to the tried and true somewhere else, right? And one of the commentators made pump and dump. That's not what's happening. That would mean, by the way, that you deliberately pump up the stock in order to sell a bunch of it off. That's not what's happening here. This seems like a real...
Well, you don't know that. You don't know that. It opened at 50. They could have pumped it up to 65. You don't know that, sir.
Excitement. That would
pump and dump. It will only be revealed after the dump. Right? We haven't seen the dump yet. There's no dump. There's a little pullback right now down to 66. 66.70, 66.97. How come we're not flickering? How come we're not flickering? I need to flicker. Flicker, yo. My shit is stuck here. Oh, there we go. 67. So opened at 71.67. It's still a gap up on the second day, and holding, right? Because again, it came live at 50, right? So all is still pretty forward, pretty much what we thought it would be.
Drive the stock market, as Dagan was saying. Dagan's the expert at this, but I think that this is an alternative to one-dimensional media.
You know, Emily, I think about the kind of 7-day period.
Wow, an alternative to one-dimensional media, right? What is Trump up to, right? You got, people will argue it's fascism, it's a collectivism. Government and media are now one. The merger of government and media, you'll have a whole bunch of people on the left. Oh, you got to separate now. All of a sudden, now when their candidate loses and gets kicked out, now we have oligarchy. Now we have fascism, where the president is narrating the theme of our country through his own company. How dare you? Right? That's fascism, or something like that. They'll start that whole parade of nonsense, right? Because he was, well, if you didn't want that to be the case, you shouldn't have kicked him off Facebook. You shouldn't have kicked him off Twitter. You started the censorship. He fucking capitalized on your censorship to the tune of $8 billion. And now you want to say he's a fascist and a dictator? Stupid.
We've had where an Attorney General, Letitia James, salivated at the thought of wiping away Trump's legacy, the names and brass and gold all around.
So I think we got the gist of it, man. Trump is rising. There's no doubt about it, man. Trump is on the fucking rise. And we'll keep watching the stock. Now we have numbers. We have numbers to look at. How is Trump doing financially? Just look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. That's part of his wealth now, right? No doubt about it, man. No doubt. Trump's a rich man.